What's up, traders? In this video, I'm going to share with you my best A+ setup that when it presents, I take it every time, 10 out of 10 times. My win rate is in the 70s, 70%, and it is a liquidity sweep plus an initial balance failed auction. So I'll get into what that means, but also later in the video, I'm going to share with you two different ways you can actually trade this setup. One is a little bit more aggressive. Your win rate is going to be a little bit lower, but I'll show you how to manage your risk. And then the other is with confirmation, your win rate will be higher. And then there's a scenario where you can trade the best of both worlds. So I'll get into all of that with you. But first, what is the initial balance failed auction? And when it is combined with a liquidity sweep, it is super powerful. So this is in replay mode because this actually happened a couple days ago, but I wanted to recap it for you and share it with you guys. The initial balance is the window, the range for the first 60 minutes of the New York Open. So I have this indicator here that shows, it shades the area, but basically you take from 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. from the New York Open and you mark the top and the bottom of that range. That's called the initial balance. So 60-minute opening range, basically. When that is combined with a liquidity sweep, I always watch this. So the pre-market low, I have here marked as the London low, is right outside of this initial balance low. So a lot of times you can trade the initial balance as a range. So the bottom of this range, if price was to come down to this low, you can often watch for a bounce back to the middle of the range or a VWAP, or even sometimes all the way to the top of the range. Same thing on the reverse. If it came up to the top of the initial balance, you could sometimes take a short depending on the bigger context of price for that day and the trend for that day. But a lot of times this works as a range, even just for a little bit of a scalp trade. So when that is combined with, that's a liquidity sweep in itself with the initial balance. And then when there's also external liquidity, like here, this is the London low at the same time, that's almost like a double sweep, right? Same thing, like let's say the overnight high was up here right above the initial balance high. If price came up here, I could be looking for a short after it grabbed both of those. So that is the trade setup that I always keep my eyes marked out for. And this example that I'm sharing with you is a good example of that. So you can see London low is right below initial balance low, which is that red line right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this in replay mode. The first option to trade this is to take it right at the liquidity sweep. So I'm gonna play this out. I'm gonna slow it down as it starts to get closer. Put it on 1x speed so you can see how I would actually trade this in real time. Let's let it come down to that level. I guess I could have left it on 3x. I just didn't want it to come down too fast and have you guys miss what I would actually be watching for. So when it comes down to that level, I want it to actually come below the level. So it's almost like it's taking out those stop losses, and then it's gonna have a little bit of a wick to the upside if I'm getting the reaction that I want. So right now I'm on the 1 minute chart because I have this specific level that I'm zoomed in on and I'm watching for. And I really wanna see like in real time what it looks like. Let me speed this up just a little bit. And then I'll just pause it when it gets to that level so you can see what I watch for. All right. It's gonna happen here in just a second, coming down to that level. You can see it approaching. Once it gets there, I'll pause and show you. All right, so there is that wick that I'm talking about. It actually came below that level and it wicked out of it. And then you can see there was a pretty aggressive buy up out of it. So this, the volume candle, you can see where my cursor is right here, that volume bar increased at that level. So there was obviously an increase of interest at that level. And then the green volume started to pick up a little bit too. So it's higher than it was a couple minutes before, if you're looking at the volume bar down on the bottom. So one way to trade this is the aggressive way, is you can either set a limit order, or I don't set a limit order because especially with NQ, it could just like dump below this level and completely ignore it, especially if it's a news candle day, a news day or something. But what I do is I zoom into the 1 minute chart. I watch and see if it's going to hold this level, and then on the next 1 minute candle, I'll see if it starts to buy up. So it did. There's that red candle right there. There's a wick. The second 1 minute candle starts to get bought up. So I can enter on this second green candle that you see right there, put my stop loss below that wick, and then I typically target VWAP or the middle of the range, something like that, which in this case, they're both in the same spot. So that would be where I target. And then how I trade this is you have to be a lot more aggressive with moving your stop loss to break even. One of the positives of this trading strategy is the risk to reward is really good. So if I put my stop loss right below that wick, you can see it's only an 11-point stop. And then all the way up to VWAP, assuming it gets there, that's almost a 7-to-1 risk to reward. But it's a little bit riskier because you're kind of trying to catch a falling knife and predict the bottom. And it could potentially go back down. So as soon as I see the opportunity, I will move my stop loss to break even. That way, if I'm wrong, I don't lose money. All right, so let's play it forward, see how this plays out. Keep going, keep going. I would put my stop loss right at break even right there. So it went up a little bit. I had a pretty aggressive buy up. You can see that confirmed with volume right there. It came back down and retested my level. As soon as it went back up again and started to kind of make higher highs, higher lows, I would move my stop loss to break even right there. That's where I would put it. So I'm pretty aggressive on my stops on this one. All right, so that's the first option for trading this strategy. The second option is waiting for confirmation. And what that would look like is meaning that you're actually making a new high. So this level right here, if you're watching the 1 minute chart, you have lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So this would be the previous lower high that I'm looking for price to break above. So let me put this right here. That would be the level that I'm looking to break above. Once it does, that would be confirmation of a trend reversal. So let me play it forward. There's the closure above that level. So we have confirmation. Now I'm going to wait for a pullback so that I have a better risk to reward, and then I can enter along. So play it forward, waiting for that pullback. So that was a really good pullback to that level that I wanted to break. So I would enter along here. This would be the safer bet. So you can see on the 1 minute candles, it's kind of leveling out at this level. So once it started to get some buying pressure out of that level, that's where I would enter my long. This right here, this buy up, you can see again confirmed with volume. I look at volume down on the bottom here a lot. This green candle, you can see is quite a bit bigger. So there was a lot of interest at this level and a little bit of accumulation right there. So this is probably where I'm going to put my stop loss, give it a little bit of room. So that is where my stop loss is going to be. And I'm going to aim for that same level at VWAP and the midpoint of the initial balance. All right, so these are two positions, the same idea. One is a little more aggressive, one is waiting for confirmation. Let's see if they play out. So let me play it forward. Oh, that was close. Almost hit my stop loss. Didn't quite get up to VWAP. Let's see if this plays out. Stop loss is still in play, still good to go. Let's see if it ends up getting up there. I probably would have adjusted my target a little bit lower just because VWAP is now down here, but it hits it either way. All right, so let's pause the replay. So I'm going to go through the pros and cons of both of these. In this example, both of the trades played out, both of them were winners. It doesn't always work out that cleanly. There are times when if you take a liquidity sweep aggressive entry like this, you're going to take a few paper cuts. And I say paper cuts because it's an 11-point stop loss. And if you are sizing appropriately, that shouldn't be that big of a risk, but the reward is big. The problem with that though is it doesn't always happen on the very first entry. So there's times where it wicks below, it gets bought up a little bit, and then it wicks below again, and it might hit your break even, or it might hit your stop loss. So let me go ahead and go to my risk and reward, my pros and cons. So here's the pros and cons of the first time entering right at the sweep of the level. The pros, you get a better entry. Obviously, you saw that in that example. One was a lot lower than the other, and there's a better risk to reward. So on this trade right here, the risk to reward is almost a 7-to-1. On this one, it's a 3-to-1. So they're still both good, but a lot better on the other one. The win rate is lower though. So you have a lower win rate, but a higher risk to reward. It depends on how you like to trade. That's the pros and cons of this one. The pros and cons of waiting for confirmation, obviously you have a higher win rate. The cons are lower risk to reward, and then there is a chance of missing the move, which shouldn't be a reason to FOMO into a trade anyway, because there's always going to be another opportunity. But there are times where, in this case, if you're waiting on this example number 2, you're waiting for confirmation for it to break above this level, and then it just shoots right up to your target, and you did never get that pullback and chance to enter. So that happens sometimes. But you also have the pro of the fact that you maybe missed out on some losses if you were trying to catch a falling knife. So there's pros and cons to both. You just have to figure out what works with your personality and the way that you trade. Do you prefer to have more wins? Like maybe you go on tilt mode if you take a couple paper cuts and that's going to mess you up and you need to be more patient and wait for the safer move. Just kind of figure out what works for you. But if you see down here, there is a best of both worlds scenario. What you can do is actually do both. So let's say, for example, if you wanted to risk a total of 5 contracts on this trade, you can take 2 or 3 right at the immediate level. So if you took 3 contracts on this, at this level, with an 11-point stop loss, that would be, what, like $80 of risk, something like that. That would be your loss if you ended up getting stopped out on this one. And then, let's say you took 3 contracts here, your total risk you wanted was 5 contracts. On this re-entry down here, you could add to your position, and then you have a total of 5 contracts for the rest of the move. That is probably one of the best ways to actually trade this, is taking a little bit right at the level and then adding to your position when you get the confirmation and a retest of a level. So hopefully that helps you guys. This is one of my favorite setups, definitely my highest win rate, most success with this. Every time it presents the initial balance failed auction plus a liquidity sweep, super, super great trade. So if you have any questions about how any of these things work and you want me to expand on it, definitely let me know. But again, hopefully that helps, and I will see you guys in the next one.